Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Thunder Mountain Wrestling main event presented by Urban Axe Yard. Genesis is only days away this weekend, Saturday the 25th in Douglas, Arizona. And as always, we are here at the Urban Axe Yard. Dave, might as well call it the Urban Activities Yard.
Yeah, I've been gone for a while. I came back, and all of a sudden, Urban Axe Yard is the hottest place around. They got Monday karaoke's over here. You'll always find me singing the worst songs you can imagine over here on Monday nights. That's a true story. I left my credit card here last night. It's a true story.
It doesn't surprise me either.
Tuesdays, 20% off. Wednesdays is community night. They have a pinball league here. You see all them beautiful machines back there? Yes, I'm old and classy. We play pinball where I come from.
We almost set up near the pinball machines, let me tell you.
There's special events. There's an open mic tonight. I actually might come back here and tell some jokes, and unlike what this guy thinks over here, people actually think I'm kind of funny.
Don't forget your rotten fruits and vegetables, folks.
Let's see, office trivia next Tuesday. And
that's what you're excited for.
There's a lot of things to do when you're in a forced vacation like I was. You know, there's not a lot of things to do, so I caught up on my office. And let's see, the Chad West Trio, the 24th, I think. They're going to be here at 7 o'clock. That's this Friday. And if you haven't seen Chad rip a guitar, man, he's about as good.
He is really, really good. We are live on Cool FM Live, only the second main event we've ever done live, folks. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns, drop them in the chat. If you need to know what's going on with Thunder Mountain Wrestling, like their free admission for general admission.
Why are they charging me?
I mean,
they told me it was going to be 20.
It's a work release program.
So here we go. For free.
But without further ado, we're going to jump into the card. But before we do that, Dave, exciting news from Thunder Mountain Wrestling. Vampiro, the legendary WCW wrestler Vampiro, is making an appearance at Thunder Mountain Wrestling. And we just got word the Brass has signed Vampiro. He is now on the roster for Thunder Mountain Wrestling.
Oh, that's cool. We got somebody in the card that's almost as famous as me.
Is that it?
What? Oh, well,
are you going to bring anything to this show? Or
I think people, they see how bright my star shines, and they all want to gravitate towards it. So now Vampiro's coming down here.
I do have a question if you want to answer it, or you just want me to run the show for you. One thing I noticed is Vampiro does have connections to Don Carlos and the Peacemakers, and it seems like he's jumping headfirst into this feud. And my question is, who is he backing in this one?
Well, if Vampiro's on the side of the Peacemakers, he's not going to be famous for very long. He's going to get on my bad side really, really quickly. And Don Carlos is as shady as they come. I think he was just in the previous administration.
Of course, Dave talking about local government. Well, okay, so let's go ahead. We also have Savio Vega coming down. We'll talk to him a little bit later. One thing I found interesting, Savio Vega was actually the first WrestleMania opponent for legendary Mount Rushmore, some say me, the greatest of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, that's the thing. He's wrestling Stud, isn't he?
Yeah, for the Urban Legend and Super Vader Championship.
Stud's ego is getting almost as big as... I can't wait for him to finally get his comeuppance against a legend like that guy. You can't wait to see Stud Bronson get that head shrunk a little bit so they match his legs.
Also, not to be forgotten, Colby Carino, AEW, or NWA, this is why we don't go live, NWA superstar, Colby Carino, he's known for death matches, Dave, and he'll be taking on Victor Ursus, which we will cover. But what stars we have coming down to Douglas, Arizona for this Genesis event for Thunder Mountain Wrestling.
Oh, wait, hold on. Ursus has to wrestle Carrillo?
Yes.
So I had to watch the Manimal sit there and go through whatever after whatever and keep that belt for way too long, and now Victor Ursus has to deal with that guy? Well, that seems like another fair move for the War Bear.
Well, Colby Carino, I mean, you might have a point there. That's an established death match specialist where anything can happen.
The Manimal was a faker champion than Buster Douglas.
Oh, all right. Let's get into this one. I don't want Manimal showing up. There are no special guests scheduled here, folks. Let's hope Dave can keep them. We are live. They know where we're at. So let's just remind. Hey, Carrie, can you make sure the doors are locked? Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. All right. We're going to go to We're going to talk about the first match on our, well, we don't know what the card's going to shape out to be, but we do have Street Rat Jimmy and John Belmont, the Trash Man, against the Smoke Signals. We know all about the Smoke Signals. John Belmont
I do.
And the Foundation. looked like they want to turn a new leaf, and they're teaming up with fan favorite Street Rat Jimmy.
Old street trash Jimmy over there. It makes sense that he's getting in with the trash man. Those two belong together. Did they meet on The Bachelorette?
And they're taking on the Smoke Signals. Now, Smoke Signals came out of nowhere in Thunder Mountain Wrestling and proved to be maybe one of the most well-rehearsed tag teams in wrestling. They know each other's moves front to back. The practice really paying off for the Smoke Signals. So this is a new season in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. We're going to see if the Smoke Signals can't be contenders for those titles before the season's over. But going back,
hold on. Those guys wrestle? I only know them from the parking lot.
Going back to Street Rat Jimmy and John Belmont, that's an interesting pairing right there.
It seems like desperation, something that somebody like the likes of Street Rat Jimmy would try to do, to team up with the Trash Man. My goodness.
All right, next match we're going to talk about is the six-man tag, where everyone's a little bit interested in how it's going to shape out, myself included. The Manimal is teaming up with the Foundation. Yes, the Manimal teaming up with the Foundation. They're going to take on the Premium Protection Agency and Chivera. We don't know much still about the Premium Protection Agency. However, it looks like Thunder Mountain Wrestling Brass has a video that they've done tonight, so go over to Thunder Mountain Wrestling's Facebook page and catch up on Premium PA.
Wait, hold on. I've been gone for a while. It's a kind of a conditional release thing. That's why I'm able to join you fine folks tonight. Did you tell me that the Foundation are teaming up with the Manimal?
The Foundation's teaming up with the Manimal.
Okay, well, you know what, Foundation? I have something for you. Unlike Will Smith and Dwayne Martin, we are breaking up. I am no longer friends of the Foundation. What kind of turncoat garbage is that? To team up with old Manimal person.
Well,
what is that? What is that? You know what? We're done. We're done. Me and the Foundation are done.
Dave, you might be convinced that the Foundation's turning a new leaf, but color me skeptical. I will never think that Will Kennedy has something up his sleeve.
Well, if they want to get back on my good side, they better find their pure form again, because I've had enough of that nicety garbage.
Oh, what a segue. Let's go over to our triple threat match, the first of two, I believe. Speaking of Angel Pureheart, he draws another tough competition with Gino Rivera and RKG. Now, we know all about RKG and Thunder Mountain Wrestling. His only loss is to the Manimal, but Gino Rivera wrestles in WWE and AEW, and to think that Angel Pureheart again he's gonna be an underdog in this matchup. You have to agree with that.
Every time you mention RKG, my mind goes to different places. Okay, apparently
RKG,
I woke up my wife talking about RKG in my sleep. I'm starting to feel feelings that I haven't felt before. I'm a little scared with this new administration that I might get in trouble for feeling them.
The Ballroom Brawler, RKG, also the Heartthrob, according to Dave Davies. Going back to Angel Pureheart, man, he's performed well in Thunder Mountain Wrestling, but there's just another class in competition, and there's just sorry, Angel, it's going to be another.
Angel and RKG, how is this going to work? Is he going to climb on him like a spider monkey? Or is he going to try to submit him like Hoist Gracie? Just climb up and choke him because he's it's like this.
Well, RKG, and let's not forget about the veteran Gino Rivera. Gino Rivera knows every trick in the book. Gino Rivera invented tricks in the book. You see him pull out the apron underneath people's. He's a savvy veteran, and Angel Pureheart, a new up and comer. Congratulations for throwing your hat in the ring, brother. But I mean, again, just outmatched. There's nothing he can be able to do.
Gino Rivera is an X factor. So anytime he's in that ring, you're not quite sure what's going to happen or what's going to get broken, I should say.
Well, let's go over to the number one contender match for the heavyweight championship. It's going to be Pop Chulo versus Sincere versus Tankalote, and it was supposed to be Buggy, but Buggy has seemed to have pulled out of the matchup in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. So now it's just Sincere versus Pop Chulo versus Tankalote.
Wait a minute,
with Johnny Blink.
Buggy pulled out? That coward's probably in rehab.
He might be.
The cowardly lion over there. Somebody go find Buggy and put a heart into him. Yeah. But wait a minute. So again, I've been gone for a while. Pop Chulo against Buggy. Sincere? What? Did I miss something?
Yeah, and it seems like, so it was just supposed to be a matchup, but now Pop Chulo versus Sincere, it seems to have broken up the Wolfpack, going all across social media. Sincere, Pop Chulo, they're not happy with each other right now. So I guess rising to the top leaves no friends, and we're going to see.
Like tying my shoes on my vacation. I'm surprised.
They're coloring me surprised, too. The Sincere and Pop Chulo were like this. And now all of a sudden, the Wolfpack broken up. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Hopefully, the lust for gold doesn't come between them, but it looks like it might have.
That's wild and wacky times, brother.
No doubt at all. Let's go over to the tag team championships being put on the line. The block against Canadian Carnage. If you can't remember, the block is Xander Phillips and JF3000. Canadian Carnage is Guerrero Picante and the Iron Pit Bull. So Canadian Carnage getting their title shot here at Genesis.
That one is easy. Canadian Carnage has really started to warm up my American heart over here, but I will guarantee you this one right there. The Canadian Carnage, Justin Trudeau is gone. The Canadians are in a much better place. Canadian Carnage is going to come in fired up.
Oh.
The block is going down. That's too easy.
All right.
Bye,
then.
Trudeau.
Man, that's
Don't let the door hit you.
I mean, we got to think of the block and the reign that the story starts with the reign that the Foundation had as tag team champions, and the only team to beat them was the block, and that was again at Death Proof.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know the block has again. This is a different Canadian world that we're living in these times. The Canadian Carnage is going to be. The block is fine. I have nothing ill to say about the block, but you're going to lose your belts on Saturday.
Oh. I disagree with that one. Xander Phillips, athletic, JF3000, one of the tougher individuals we have in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. It's going to be tough.
Well, the Canadians are actually allowed out of their houses again. They could probably actually train for this one.
All right, not wrong about that one. We're going to go over to another triple threat match. This one's going to see Stevie Ray Pim, baby, versus BGT and Timothy Allister. Now, storylines aplenty in this one. Stevie Ray Pim, he's got to get back on track. He had some matches that didn't go his way. Teamed with Pop Chulo, which you said Pop Chulo is going to get Stevie Ray his only wins, and it happened. And I think that really rubbed Stevie Ray the wrong way. He took those to heart. Back into singles competition, BGT, he did the opposite. He's dropped his tag partner now, and this is going to be his first singles match in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. We saw the Metal Messiah, Timothy Allister, a little bit. We didn't get a chance to talk to him because all he does is sit in the corner and go back and forth. I don't know who does his contract negotiations, but he just rocks back and forth in the locker room. But either which way,
I think there's like multiple personalities going on in Allister's brain, and he's over there kind of talking to himself.
I think it's one, and it's not nice.
And Stevie Ray Pim, like you said, are getting back on track, like the needle scratching that rock star record over there. When are you going to show us something, Stevie?
Ooh.
We're waiting for a while.
Stevie Ray Pim, baby, of course, beloved by everyone, which means he's hated by the mouthpiece of Arizona Southeast, Dave Davies. Paul Corder alongside Dave Davies. I don't think I put that in the intro, folks, but we are live on Cool FM Live with our main event. If you have any questions about the Genesis event, it is in Douglas, Arizona, free general admission.
Free.
Don't
for y'all, not for
ask. Me. $20 VIP tickets to go meet Vampiro, buy some merch off him, and get to pick the brain of the legend Vampiro.
Again, that guy's almost as famous as me, so I'm looking forward. I think he's probably looking forward to meeting me.
We'll run over to our next two championship matches. First of all, on the line, the Super Vader and Urban Legend Championship. Stud Bronson defends against Savio Vega. Yes, the Savio Vega, who went up against Stone Cold Steve Austin in his first ever WrestleMania match. I think the bigger storyline here, Dave, is, especially with everyone in Cochise County, is the Peacemakers. And Stud Bronson, being the only Peacemaker left with the title, always puts a target on his back with how much fanfare they have across Cochise County. Everyone wants to be the one to dethrone him. And another question is, can Stud and Manimal stick together? Can Stud Bronson keep the Pacemakers together, especially with these legends coming in to challenge him for his belts?
Is Stud Bronson going to live through the Savio Vega match? Are we talking about things that aren't even necessary because the man might not even be alive next week?
Savio Vega, he is a legend.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, you know, like I did this earlier? Stone Cold Stud Bronson. You know what I mean? It's like... you know, it's like this.
Oh, man. Stud's not going to like that. Again, hopefully Kerry does have the doors
chase me
locked.
with his tiny legs?
You're not as fast as you think you once were, brother. I'm just saying. That's going to move us to our Thunder Mountain Wrestling Heavyweight Championship match. Colby Carino, the NWA Deathmatch Specialist himself, going up against brand new champion Victor Ursus. Victor Ursus, in his very first title defense of the Heavyweight Championship, draws Colby Carino. And I got to tell you, Dave, that's a tough draw for his first title defense.
It's like when you're at a giant carnival. It's not fair. It's just not fair for the War Bear. Like, again, the Manimal gets dog walked through these little cakey opponents, and Victor Ursus has to fight that guy.
That's a little much. That's a little strong.
And Victor Ursus has to fight that guy.
Hey,
you know what, War Bear? We're good. Don't worry about Carino. All right. A lot of people say they're specialists. I'm a specialist. In what?
I mean,
is the question.
The Manimal had to defend a lot of lesser known wrestlers out of Arizona. One of them was Ursus. It doesn't mean that they didn't put on he had people coming in to fight him as well. And I think it just shows more where Thunder Mountain Wrestling's at, that now this is a promotion that NWA, AEW, and WWE superstars and legends want to come down to and take on the best that Thunder Mountain Wrestling has to offer.
Well, you might as well call Victor Ursus algebra, because he's a test. And these bigger guys want to come down here and see if they can beat this War Bear, because he's something else.
All year last year we did talk about Victor Ursus and how he's earned his opportunity multiple times. He had to win the title after cashing in his county coins after the Manimal had just gone through a war himself. So I credit Ursus for being opportunistic, but again, what you're saying is Ursus is drawing the short end of the stick again.
Oh, yeah, our Victor Ursus is a real champion. Okay, so he's got to fight real opponents. Okay, take with that what you will.
Well, that's going to do it for our match preview. Mouthpiece of Arizona Southeast, Dave Davies. We have nothing in the chat. Nobody wants to know. Everyone knows what's going on with Thunder Mountain Wrestling. Vampiro, the 25th in Douglas, Arizona, in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. Savio Vega, Genesis, the 25th at Thunder Mountain Wrestling in Douglas, Arizona. Colby Carino coming down to take on our best wrestlers. This is going to be a night to remember, folks. And I'll tell you what, Dave.
Dave Davies, January 25th in Douglas, Arizona. Come down and see the show.
Enough people know all about the Mouthpiece of Arizona Southeast, Dave Davies. But I'll tell you, we could not be more excited for this event to kick off our new season. And Thunder Mountain Wrestling, Mouthpiece of Arizona Southeast. Dave, how you feeling about this event?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm a little upset that I have to pay to get in and all y'all get in for free. But other than that, I'll still be there ringside to watch some butt kickings.
And I'd like to thank, before we go, Carrie and everyone here at the Urban Activities Yard. You need to change that name, let me tell you, folks.
Open mic tonight. I may tell some jokes.
Tell the people what's going on.
Knock.
Who's there?
Not Seth Bronson with a title in his hands after Saturday.
Stud's taken on every single challenger, and every single time he's come out on top since he's been the champion. He's had wars against the Ramrock. There's nobody that Stud hasn't taken on.
The Ramrock fights were pretty good. I'll give you that one.
Pretty good. They were both
blood all over the place.
They had to clean the ring after it.
Oh, looked like OJ's backyard.
Oh, man, he's not the Mouthpiece of Arizona Southeast for nothing, folks. Ooh, we do have comments in the chat before we go. Thank you to, Gerald Morgan in the chat says, you need to get to wrestling, Dave. And also, Matthew Meinhardt says, hopefully Dave Davies has some premium protection with the mouth he has.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
All right, then, folks, that's going to do it from the Urban Axe Yard in Sierra Vista. Stay tuned. You think you've seen enough of us today? Just kidding. We're going to be in Buena, Arizona, or in Sierra Vista, Arizona for the Buena Colts here tonight momentarily. Stay tuned for that. But for Dave Davies, I am Paul Corder, and we will see you 25th for Genesis in Douglas, Arizona.